What's up, guys? Just Josh here. So I understand that it has been quite a while since I have done an album review. First of all, I'd like to apologize for that, for my slacking, procrastinating ass. So, yeah, that's basically the only reason. So I want to get back on track with album reviews. I want to put them out more often, maybe every week or every other week. Because the last one I did was quite a while ago. It was All Hope Is Gone by Slipknot. But today we have a very special review. One of my favorite albums from one of my favorite bands. Turned 20 recently. Machine Head, The Burning Red. Now, this album came out, I think it was July 27th of 1999, but I'm hearing that it came out today, July 29th, 1999. Whatever the case, this album recently turned 20, and this album is just fucking amazing. People gave it a lot of shit because, they dropped the whole thrash metal thing. They kind of adopted a little bit of like rapper images with the spiky hair and the track jackets and all that. So, it was a bit cringy. The look was a bit cringy. But this album is very, very dark, very honest, very real, very personal, and very emotional. And Rob Flynn, the vocalist of Machine Head, says that there are some songs on this album that he still can't listen to. There's some songs on this album that have never been played live. Most notably, the song 5, the 11th track, the second to last track on the album, that details some sexual abuse that Rob went through at the age of 5, and it's just a really sad song. Very raw. It was produced by Ross Robinson, who is an absolute legend when it comes to producing, new metal albums. He produced Korn, the self-titled album from Korn, and Life is Peachy, and also Slipknot's self-titled album and Slipknot's Iowa. Now, yeah, this review is not about Slipknot, but we all know Slipknot's not really new metal aside from the debut album, but that's besides the point. We're not talking about Slipknot in this album review. We're talking about Machine Head. So now, I'm going to go track by track, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the artwork as well. So here is the back. It's got all the tracks on there. Sorry for the glare, by the way. It's got all the tracks on there, produced by Ross Robinson for I Am Productions. Here's the CD. Very cool art here. Now, there is a Japanese version of the album where the jewel case is red instead of the standard clear. I wish I had that copy because the red would look amazing. But yeah, picture of the band right there. This was the first album with guitarist Aru Luster. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but it's spelled Ahrue. So I don't know if it's Aru. It's probably Aru Luster. And then there's the band right there. See if I can get this thing out here. Yep. So here is the cover. Very beautiful cover. As you can see, I have the t-shirt as well here. Very beautiful cover. I really love the image right here. Then it's a foldable cover. A foldable booklet, I should say. Now, the only disappointing thing about this is that there's no complete lyrics for each song. Just a little... Let me focus in better. Very unprofessional, I know. But... Hold on. There we go. So I would wish that this album would have, a proper booklet and not just this foldable with little excerpts from each song like it is, but it's alright. You got some lyrics for Desire to Fire, which there is an intro with, some, I guess, piano type things, and it's a very atmospheric intro, very dreadful intro. Not that it's bad, but you know, it just brings feelings of dread and pain. Then it leads into Desire to Fire. So the opening riff for Desire to Fire, the main riff I should say, was actually originally written for Davidian, but they did not end up using it. They instead used it as a little 1.5 minute intro to their concerts from 94 to 98 up until when they actually decided to make it a song. So this is one of the songs with rapping. That's the main thing that gives this album a lot of shit from people, is the rapping. Now, there's only rapping in Desire to Fire and From This Day, which really totals to about 3 minutes of rapping. Now, the album, the standard edition of the album, is 50 minutes exactly. So, the rest of the album, the rest of, you know, the 47 minutes is just complete fucking pain and suffering. Then you have Nothing Left, a very crushing, grooving song. The Blood, the Sweat, the Tears, another groovy track. Lots of groove metal on this album. Not really a nu metal album. I wouldn't really consider this a nu metal album. I would just consider this a straight up groove metal album with 2 to 3 minutes of rapping. So The Blood, the Sweat, the Tears, very much a live staple. Then you have Silver, bit of a slower song, a little bit more of a somber song, but it has a really nice chorus. And then From This Day, another one of the rap metal songs on the album. Then you have Exhale the Vile, which really starts off with a slow drone, and then it just builds into an absolutely crushing fucking song. Then you have Devil with the King's Card, which is a little bit of a diss track on Machine Head's original lead guitarist, Logan Mader, who left after The More Things Change. Then you have I Defy, another great track, really a deep cut. And then you have 5 and The Burning Red, the title track. And the title track is just very, very emotional, very sad. Then you have Production Information, bookings, Machine Head's endorsements, and all that. And then it has pictures of the band. I'll just show you all those right here. Then you have all your thanks right here. All right here. Some more pictures of the band. But yeah. Overall, I would probably give this album somewhere around a 9 out of 10. There are a few tracks that I'm not really too big on, and those tracks are Devil with the King's Card and also I Defy, but they're still pretty good songs. There's also a cover of Message in a Bottle by The Police, which is a really good cover. I really love their take on it. Way more depressing than the actual song. Like, the song has really depressing lyrics, but it's sung in like a happy sort of way, at least in The Police's version. I'm not saying that this is better than the original, but it fits the lyrics a bit more than the original. And this was also mixed by Terry Date, who is famous for his works with bands like Slipknot and I think Stained. I'm not sure on that. But yeah, favorite tracks off this album, I would have to say Desire to Fire is pretty good. Nothing Left, The Blood, the Sweat, the Tears, Silver, From This Day, Exhale the Vile, 5, and The Burning Red. This album is really good. Just to show you the t-shirt right here. Let me flip it over here. It's got all the tracks on the back, which I think this t-shirt is really cool. If I can fold it out for you guys here, yep. It's got the MH Diamond right there and all the tracks. overall, I think this album does not deserve the hate that it gets. And does it hold up 20 years later? Absolutely. I think it's still a very good listen, very personal album, and I think people will just always connect with the things said on this album. And like I said, there's some songs on this album that Rob Flynn himself cannot even listen to this day. He was going through a lot at around this time, still figuring out who he was, and he just numbed the pain with alcohol and drugs. So he said in an Instagram post he would like to remember it like it was yesterday, but he was annihilated for most of the album's recording process, so that kind of sucks. But maybe it doesn't, because there's some tracks on here, like 5, that he would not want to remember. And he said that he's never going to play 5 in a live situation, which is very understandable. But that's what Jonathan Davis said about Daddy, and that happened. So, who knows? Maybe it's possible. Maybe it's not. But yeah, I would highly recommend that you guys check out this album. It's very good. Happy 20th to the Burning Red, and peace out.